Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share videos with a couple of friends and colleagues. Every subscription helps us out with our goal of getting to 500 subscriptions and then 1,000 subscriptions. But let's get into it. We've got some interesting news here today, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a topic that we have talked about a couple times, but it looks like we have confirmation on this topic now, so let's read into it, ladies and gents. This is from WOR. John Wick 5 is officially confirmed by Lionsgate. Yes, you heard that right. John Wick 5 is going to be put into production. There was an article that I didn't speak on, but it was a little tidbit regarding Keanu Reeves, and he had stated that he didn't think there was going to be a John Wick 5 because John Wick is dead as a character, so it looks like against Keanu Reeves' wishes, there is going to be a John Wick 5. I wonder if he decides to actually stay on as John Wick or if they take it into another direction. I'm thinking a prequel angle, but let's read into what this article has to say about this news. The R-rated, nearly 3-hour-long John Wick Chapter 4 grossed almost $200 million domestically and nearly $500 million worldwide. In modern-day Hollywood, a franchise IP not greenlighting another film after those numbers is almost unheard of. Despite Wick presumably dead and buried in Chapter 4, here comes word that a 5th John Wick movie is apparently happening. Only in Hollywood can the dead suddenly reappear. And we've seen this in multiple franchises, ladies and gentlemen. Fast and Furious rings a bell. I think at least 2 to 3 characters, main characters, have died within the span of the franchise and reappeared. Jennifer Brown, head of global products and experiences at Lionsgate, has indeed and quite shamelessly confirmed John Wick Chapter 5 is in the works at a preview event for the John Wick experience in Las Vegas. This is a quote from her. "This world continues to grow and expand in incredible ways," told Comic Book. Up next, of course, we have Ballerina, which is our first spin-off movie, and we can't wait for that release to the world. Of course, we've announced we're working on a 5th John Wick film. When pressed, as she shared, we're developing a 5th John Wick film. John Wick may be dead. We are all on bated breath waiting to find out if it is true. This is counter to what Keanu Reeves recently said about a potential 5th John Wick film. Another installment cannot happen without Reeves' involvement. I gather that Lionsgate is ready to pay the actor a handsome sum of money for him to change his mind, and that could be the difference maker. We all know here, if you're, I guess, aware of Keanu Reeves and how he moves around in Hollywood, that this guy is one of the nicest guys. That's like the thing they say about Keanu Reeves. He's one of the nicest actors in Hollywood, and Keanu Reeves does have a hard time saying no when he is approached for certain roles, i.e. The Matrix Resurrections, which in my opinion was a terrible film, but Keanu Reeves did sign on to it because the Wachowski, one of the Wachowski brothers, and it's a sister now because they have transitioned, came back as the director. So I wonder if an X amount of money is going to make Keanu Reeves actually change his mind and rebuttal the statements that he just made. Like I said before getting into this article, Keanu Reeves stated that John Wick is dead and he's not going to be coming back. Obviously, Ballerina, which is coming out in the summer, is basically John Wick 3.5. It's in between the events of 3 and 4. So really, you're not messing with the timeline of anything. You're just showing a different perspective from a different character, and you're showing their angle. But to come back after he's been presumed dead is going to be an interesting, I guess, approach to everything that's going on right now. And also, like I said, it's going to be interesting because Keanu Reeves just made statements about really how he feels about John Wick at this point in time. And to be honest, if anybody has seen John Wick 4, if you've seen all the John Wicks, it's a story that was told from beginning to end. It had a decent closing. I've said myself, if they were going to try to bring John Wick back, it's probably a film that I would not watch because, to be honest, I like how those 4 films wrapped up the story. Complete idea from front to back, and it was done, I think, respectfully. But let's continue. Something tells me Lionsgate needs John Wick 5 to happen much more than Keanu. The studio is coming off a 2024 filled with epic box office failures like The Crow, Borderlands, Megalopolis, Never Let Go, and the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Back in December, a report from Bloomberg insinuated that Lionsgate was now considering a potential sale, and I did speak on that in another video, ladies and gents. Go watch that in the catalog. Whether Keanu is up for it or not, John Wick 5 being in development certainly makes a potential deal much more attractive. So, ladies and gents, with that news there, what do you think about this overall? Have you seen the John Wick films? What do you think the direction should be as far as this happening? Do you think this should happen? Do you think that this shouldn't happen? Do you agree with Keanu Reeves saying he thinks John Wick as a character is dead and his story arc has been completed? Definitely want to know all your thoughts about this. Want to get some dialogue going, so comment down below what you think about this. Also, as well, if you'd like to chime in on what your favorite John Wick film is, if you are into the John Wick franchise. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with a couple of friends, please ring the bell for notifications. We're trying to grow that community as much as possible so we can hit our goals. And every time you guys spread the word and watch the videos and interact with the videos, it helps us out a lot here at the Popcorn Square. So with that being said, it's Neff signing off, ladies and gents. Be safe.